Oh, Cyrus, do you mean Roblox, not RKLB? I don't. I'm sure RKLB is something, but maybe I'm just mistaken. RKLB. Rocket Lab. Okay. Yeah. Looks like Roblox actually. It looks very similar. Is it a rocket company? I don't actually know. I don't actually know what it is. Yeah, new I was in, got stopped out before everything broke down, and then didn't rebuy on the low. What a great chart though. The funny thing about that yen carry trade down move is most of the trend following people, their trailing stop losses got tripped before everything broke down. That's not always the case, but it certainly was the case for most people paying attention. Now, it didn't matter because everything has bounced back and then some, but it kept you out of that day at the very least. Uber was the same. Went way down, came all the way back up, and then some. Take a look at that. If you guys or gals want me to look at anything, let me know. Joey's giving out his home remedies here. Joey the naturopath. DEFTF, is that legacy? OTC. What is in that thing? I mean, we can take a look. The chart looks like a SPAC or something. You'd have to look. What are the holdings in that thing, you know? Is there a premium or discount there? With no idea. Just buy stuff on Kraken. IMHO. Yeah, Nvidia is another one. I guess we'll just pop this on because why not? I think I'm good to go. Hoodies and hodl. It's the hoodies and hodl stream. If you or anyone you know wants merch advertised on the stream / videos, let me know. I am a sleut for merch, so I will do just about anything. You're not seeing anything, John. That's because it was held behind the Iron Curtain. What's up, everybody? BTC wise, not too much going on. Let us see your screen. Let us in. Let us in, says John. the passion. So we'll start with BTC, but yeah, if anybody has anything they want to look at, I should probably be writing stuff down. But I'll just scroll back up. We'll get to it. What's up, Gabrielle Bustamante? Roblox? My bad. Hey, at least I know what it is. I've just never. It's like Minecraft, right? Isn't that what it is? So we've eaten through Germany, US government selling, miners selling, Genesis selling, Grayscale selling. Gox is 92% over based on the number of claims that have been filled. I do not know the exact BTC amounts for that. I think last time I checked, it was over half has been sent out. So there's like maybe a quarter BTC left, and I don't know how much of that's getting ready to be sent out or not, but most of that is over with. A lot of people talking about divergences between legacy and BTC, in that BTC just hasn't kept up. A lot of that is because of the selling. It has to be. What else is going on right now, you know? On one hand, it's amazing that we're here. On the other hand, why haven't we pulled up yet? So all the usual people are out saying gold is better. What else are they saying? TQQQ is better. Now, it'd be one thing if this chart didn't look like this. If it didn't look like, to me, like it's eventually going to break up, and it was just straight bearish, I'd say sure. Yeah, all these people, they're right. BTC is dead. It's over. I don't think we're quite there yet. I don't think it's fair to call this dead until this range consolidation is over. Because of the falling nature of this pattern, generally these break up. Where do I have it? Here it is. Generally these break up. It's just very painful to sit through this, obviously, for 6 months now. There is a little bit of an Adam and Eve double bottom going on here, which I like going into Powell on Friday. We also have, I hate to bring up politics, but RFK potentially dropping out Friday, endorsing Trump. That may help his odds, which will help us, most likely, unless that's already getting priced in. Jay saying that rates are coming down in September should help us. I don't think he's going to be super dovish, but I don't think he's not going to hint at rates coming down. So that should be helpful for price. And it helps that we're like consolidating in this micro consolidation, waiting for something. As far as the weekly high time frames, again, like what else do we want? We were talking about cup and handles in 2014, 2015. It always sounds insane, but it sounded insane on gold too. It sounded insane. It still sounds insane that this played out. It's insane that TA works at all. Let's be real here. But it's insane that this thing, okay, this thing is playing out. Gold likely going eventually much higher. The problem is just the speed. BTC is 10x gold, so it's going to get there. It's going to get there quicker. But yeah, gold. The target for gold is ridiculous. So on the one hand, you've got people saying gold is sniffing out printing, inflation, real rates coming down. Sure, whatever. On the other hand, the TA people are saying this is where it was projected to head for a decade. It just took forever to get there, right? It took forever to get there. The previous consolidation before the breakout was bullish. Now this, to be clear, this similar to BTC, this was more bullish in the handle portion of the cup and handle than BTC. It's even bullish up here, even though it's down a little bit today. There was one of the Fed members, I don't even know if they can vote, Schmid, I've never even seen this guy before, came out and said, oh, we need more evidence to cut. Okay, well, let's see what Jay has to say tomorrow. Even this is bullish to me, clearly, more so than BTC, but I'll take this. This is fine. This looks great. This measures to a ridiculous number, which I will be happy. I'll be a happy seller anywhere between 200 and 300,000. And I'll take anything over 300 for sure. Definitely. So what do you not want to do here? You don't want to load up on junk and hope it goes up when this hasn't broken out yet. It's much better, in my opinion, to probably wait for the momentum. This is another one a lot of people are talking about because gold's moving up in BTC. Isn't the thing that these people don't acknowledge is that BTC does follow gold. It's just usually a quarter behind gold. So it is super bullish for BTC to see gold moving up. Gold is moving up because dollar is moving down. Real rates are moving down. All this stuff makes sense relative to BTC. BTC will like that too. It's just, yeah, it's lagging right now. It's diverging clearly. But historically, BTC outperforms gold by several multiples, and it moves 3 months after gold. So even this chart looks fine to me. Cup and handle, same thing. The handle's a little bit more downward sloped, but I like it. I like it. BTC wedge, we talked about that. Again, it's from week to week, there's not really much to say or do. Just have a plan. What are you going to do when we are above 65? What are you going to do when we're below 50? if either of those events happen. In the near term, this is the trade I want to nail on leverage. I want to nail this move to 100K if we break out. It's also good here that we're seeing negative funding. We're seeing a lot of shorts pile on. That's what you want to see. We don't want to see the opposite of that before the breakout. So I love that. We're not above the cloud yet, so that would be one place to add to a position. And this is just me talking what I'm going to be doing. So let's be honest here. Don't follow me blindly. Do your own research. But anything above the cloud, I'll be adding. We do not have a bullish DK cross. We do not have a bullish cloud. All the entirety of the cloud trend metrics are bearish here, just to be clear. But I do like the low time frame pattern. Adam and Eve there. If this does break out, we're talking 100K, I assume. That's going to be a magnet psychologically for people. Probably a lot of resistance there, I'd imagine. But hey, let's just get above 75 again, and then we'll talk about it. But this is something you don't want to mess up on leverage, or you don't want to be on the sidelines for sure. The next time we break an all-time high. Now we may break it, we may get a fake out, we may consolidate, we may sell back down to 62. Like, you know, there's a world where if you think this is painful, we could. Is that the old? That's an old low time frame. That was the Trump assassination attempt. Anyway, there's a world where we could do something like this into like 2025 or post-election. I mean, this is potentially a reality. Everybody's so excited for the elections. Is it the 5th? I thought it was on a Tuesday, right? It's got to be the 6th. Anyway, because the meeting, the FOMC meeting's on the 7th, right? Anyway, there's a world where we get back to 70 and then we get denied again, and then we get something like this, which I'll take any evidence of eventual moving higher. This would piss everybody off, right? Because we didn't make a new all-time high. Maybe it's even like diagonal, some sort of, just to follow along this. So you get you get some sort of like diagonally sloped thing into the election, into the Fed meeting. Sure, right? That's possible. That's possible. But as long as we are, where is it? As long as we're above the cloud, I like that as an add to a position. I don't really like leverage until you're really sure that we're going to break 70, personally. The 1050 cross I've talked about a lot. This back tests really well. It's the only reason I know about it. It's the only reason anybody talks about it. The 1050 on the daily back tests really well. So that would be another reason to add to a spot position to get out of cash or whatever back into BTC a little bit. Something else to watch would be the 5200. That's going to be slow. But just like last year, this time into October, we saw 5200 cross. Now the cross itself was late, but what we want to start seeing before that is support at the 50-day moving average and an eventual breach of the 200-day moving average. This, if you'll remember, this day exactly was the fake Cointelegraph ETF approval story. It kind of like threw everybody for a loop. But that's what we want to see. It doesn't have to look pretty, right? It can look hideous, grotesque. But as long as we are above the 50 and the 200, even before the golden cross, that's what you want to see. So hopefully we see all of this going into November, regardless of who wins the election. I'm just trying to think what else on this. I think that's it. I mean, it's fairly simple. If you're skittish and you want to wait, just watch the 5200. If you want to cheat it a little bit, watch the daily cloud, watch the 1050, watch, I had the alligator on here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Alligator is the 5813. Again, just backtest this if you're like, oh, what is he talking about? This will provide you similar entries to the daily cloud. While not perfect, it will not leave you behind. It didn't leave you behind last year. It didn't leave you behind in January after the ETF launch. And thus far, it's given 2 false fake outs. So this might be another one coming up. It doesn't know that, obviously. It's just telling you better times to get in on the long side. All right, let me take a look at chat. Filecoin. Oh, man. The thing with alts, all of them, they rely on a strong BTC. So if BTC is chopping around, in general, alts are not going to randomly do well. You can trade alts daily, high leverage. You can do that, but it's much easier to just wait for BTC. Like ETH, Sol, all that's an afterthought until BTC gets strong again. And if ETH and Sol are an afterthought, then everything down the list is just forget about it until until BTC gets strong again. DAEF, TF, ETNs. Gotcha, Ryan. So it's kind of like Coinbase. I mean, why wouldn't you just buy coin? I guess valuation. I don't know. Just reading. Okay. The other thing, global liquidity broke out because the dollar's gotten crushed. And that's also a bullish divergence for BTC. BTC has not made a higher high yet. This is also a year-over-year positive move for global liquidity. So we've got gold up, rates probably down in September. JPOW tomorrow. Election shenanigans. Slowly it is becoming more favorable, but ultimately the technicals will tell me what I should be doing more or less of. But so far so good. We survived 50, we survived 55. Let's see what we got left in the tank. I think I had somewhere on here, where is it? Yeah, so this week I was watching this super low time frame. Adam and Eve inverted head and shoulders thing still hasn't broken out. I mean, this is the immediate level. If Powell says the magic words Friday, you'd expect us above 62. That's what I'd expect. It's just a question of how much rate cut expectations are actually priced in. It feels like, to me, people are still waiting for him to say those words. The Fed minutes yesterday hinted at rate cuts sooner rather than later. Markets got excited about that, but ultimately, watch 62 tomorrow to see if we can break above that level. That's the first bullish sign of anything, because then we'll start tripping all of the trend metrics slowly. Something else to watch would be, what is it? This thing. CME futures. CME futures cuts a lot of the noise out. It cuts the weekend chop out. This chart still looks okay to me. It looks slightly better than spot. I don't think, is it under? Is there backwardation on futures right now? There is. So it's below, futures are below spot. I'll take it. Trend-wise, this will probably shift bullish first, but just something else to watch. We can look at BidX, same thing. Just some more check boxes to look at into mañana, after mañana, He speaks at 10 a.m. I think, so it should be fairly quick throughout the day if we see any green shoots. My favorite saying. As far as everything else in the cycle, we're in the boring part. Talked about this for like 6 weeks at this point. We typically don't get started until like 670, 680, 690 from the cycle low. We are 639. So we have realistically until like September, end of September. So sit tight. That's why we're fueling the rocket. ETFs haven't really, they've been positive. They haven't really been turbo positive, right? They haven't been like excitingly positive yet. So watch for this into next week. If ETFs start popping off, trend metrics start lifting off, that's what you want to see into September, even though September is usually the worst month of the year. A few other charts. Bitcoin relative to M2, also back to a really old midpoint of a trend channel. And I don't know, all these charts to me just say we have the potential for all this upside still, despite being up here already, back again. This just looks like we have room to get overbought significantly based on this, based on the power law corridor. It looks like we have plenty of room. So that eventual top 200, 300, whatever it ends up being, is possible. It's possible. It is possible. This is APSK, really great account to follow. He talks a lot about the power law in different ways, and one of the ways he thinks about overbought, oversold is years ahead of power law support. So if the very bottom of the power law is the support level, what price is possible beyond that support level? So that's the years ahead of support dynamic. And typically it's between like 4 and 5 years ahead of support. And we are at like 1 year ahead of support. So again, that just to me says we have some room on our ability to continue. It's just unexciting right now. But that's kind of how it is sometimes. We pulled forward a bunch of demand. We got really exciting stuff happening, and then a bunch of nothing for a long time. This last one, MBRV, is also one of, if not the best, cycle charts to watch. It gives you a really good idea of unrealized versus realized profits just sitting on chain. This looks at the last time coins have moved on chain and compares it to the current market cap. And then it gives you these bounds of overbought, oversold. And we're currently basically zeroed out on this thing. So again, we have room. We have room to run if we really wanted to. Significantly higher. This chart even gives you risk levels to watch, overbought, overheated levels to watch. So it's really good. I'll put this in the comments or the video description. And then alts, is there really anything to say? I don't think there's anything to say. On any given day, anything can happen, right? A lot of people just get bogged down trading junk, It's like, I guess it's like the gold versus S&P or S&P versus tech argument. Like people just want this quick return. They see all this volatility, but in general, you want to wait for Bitcoin's strength to return, and then either trade Bitcoin on leverage or trade alts as Bitcoin leverage, trade Solana, trade ETH, whatever. we're just not quite there yet. We're just not quite there yet. As far as miners, somebody was asking about miners. Miners in aggregate, you're getting a similar Adam and Eve. It's kind of hard to see, but a similar double bottom type deal here. If we go back to, where is it? If we go back to the cloud, not enough evidence yet based on trend that this is WGMI, that it's time to jump into miners yet, at least for me. Some of the miners, two of the miners that look the best right now are cores. Cores hanging out at the top of the cloud, above the cloud. Still, I just don't like this company, personally. But it looks okay. The other one would be Wolf, also stronger than everything else. The Billionaire Boys Club has bought into Wolf. They all got together on their private jet in their yacht, in their golf course, and decided to buy Wolf together. Soros' kid, Druck, PTJ, who else? A bunch of other people. Michael Cohen, Point72, who else? I don't know, a bunch of people. So some of these miners, like two of them, look good. The rest of them don't really look great. Honestly, they're just going to underperform. And you're better off waiting for BTC strength to come back. It just, why? Marathon, CleanSpark fell out of the cloud, fell out of the pitchfork. Riot has been junk perpetually. It doesn't make sense to trade that. Iran looks okay. Just a huge range. Huge range. Cypher to me looks not great. I don't know. This kind of looks bear flaggy down here. It certainly looks better at 5 than it does at 4. Bitfarms, junk, sideways range. I like it at 3. Hut looks like Cypher to me. There's no sustained strength. This just reeks to me of retail, fast money, leverage, penny stock, pump and dump. Like, yes, I know these are real companies, but man, this stuff looks horrible. Stronghold, I had mentioned that they might go bankrupt in one of these videos. They actually got acquired, so they're up considerably. But that one, that company is merging with Bitfarms. Gree, probably an acquisition target, I guess, as well. Nothing. There's nothing there. BT looks okay. Looks okay. At the very least, it's at the top of the range. It's trying to do something. So if I had to pick one today, it would be BT or Cores. And I don't like Cores personally. Canaan, Fufu, all of these, they've done nothing. They've done nothing. They're altcoins. Wait for BTC strength. Wait for BTC strength. You do not want to sit in this while it's going nowhere. You just don't. Why? What are you doing? Mara is busy buying BTC instead of their own stock. If they cared about you as a shareholder, I'd argue they'd buy their own stock back, get rid of debt, something. If they're buying BTC and their stock is underperforming BTC, why aren't you just buying BTC? It just doesn't make sense. What's the point? What's the point? Yeah, we'll take a look at Doge. Coin also, you wouldn't think that this would break down, but it doesn't look bullish here. It doesn't look bullish here. It's just another chart that needs BTC to be bullish. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look good up here. Not yet. MSTR stronger than coin in the range. Cloud doesn't hate it. Just kind of lukewarm. Has plenty of room for upside shenanigans later on. I don't know if you can give this a resounding buy. You know, there's a lot of people saying FASB this or that or blah blah blah. They haven't bought their 2 billion BTC yet. All that's true, but the technicals have not baked in bullish again yet. Not yet. If we're above like 145, you know, and for most people it's not going to matter. It's like, okay, you know, we're bullish BTC, we should be bullish everything. We should be bullish coin and we should be bullish miners. That's fair, but if you're trying to time this, I think give it a minute. Give it a minute, in my opinion. So MSTR coin just look meh. MSTX, that's the new leveraged MSTR, 1.75x. It, you know, it's all over the place. CONL is leveraged Coinbase. That also doesn't look great. There's just no justification to long this thing yet on the cloud. BitX, same deal. Not enough technical justification yet. This falling wedge thing is great to watch. If anything, you could do BitX over BTC. And this will also tell you, like, where's the momentum, you know? We're not quite there yet for technicals to be strong. Obviously, it's still a downtrend. It has a chance, it has a shot. You can see the Adam and Eve down here. But this still favors going easy on the leverage. Going easy. It's very clear that you get the cloud breakouts before the move. So we would want to see, at the very least, the move through the cloud before any expectations of bullishness. Hi, how long have I been trading? 2013, so 11 years. Thoughts on a Binance whale? I don't really care about Binance, honestly, or anybody trading. Messing with the book. I see it all the time. 500 BTC, blah 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 orders, and I just don't care. I don't care. None of that stuff really matters at the end of the day. Not anymore. Not as much as it used to. Yeah, I wouldn't hold the leveraged ETFs through downward volatility. Just like alts, just like miners. It's, in my mind, they are all the same thing. Alts are leveraged BTC. Miners are leveraged BTC. Do you want to be holding leverage in chop? No. In a downtrend? Obviously no. You want to wait for momentum to come on your side. Now, if there were some sort of technical justification beyond this, like if there was a pattern, if there was anything, even back here, there was this inverted head and shoulders that played out, didn't go anywhere. Back here, there was also an inverted head and shoulders, played out, didn't go anywhere. Down here, there's an Adam and Eve. This may go nowhere, right? But we are trying. We are obviously trying over and over and over the bottom. While at the same time, the trend is also obvious. And the reason you don't want to sit in this stuff is because of the fees. The fees are very high, and you can see that on the chart. In chop, in volatility, you just get eaten alive over time. So you do not want to sit in this at all if there is not positive momentum. So I would be very careful with any of the leveraged ETFs. Now you're not going to get liquidated as you would on chain or using crypto leverage, but you're going to get tore up from the floor up if you're just sitting in that while nothing's going on. So that's miners, that's crypto companies. I guess something else to watch would be like the IBIT daily cloud, similar to CME BTC. It might be a better signal because the weekend noise is out of the equation. This doesn't look bullish yet. It still has this head and shoulders potential, triple top potential, but it's kind of vacillating back and forth at these lows. I would love to see this thing above 36 to be more confident, for sure. Yes, Aaron, I know exactly what Zcash is. It is an alt, it is leveraged Bitcoin. That's it. We can talk about fundamentals of any of this coin, like any of these coins, not to call Aaron out specifically, but it doesn't matter. The fundamentals just don't matter. Nobody's here. There aren't enough people using this stuff. I know that's not what people want to hear, but it's the truth. It's unfortunately the truth. And yeah, we can say this thing's been dying for 4 years. It's finally pulled up. Yeah. Entry, exit, stop loss. That's the next question. It's in the weekly cloud. So I don't hate some sort of edge to edge move to where, I don't know. I'd prefer this to be above. Is it above the 3-day? It's above the 3-day cloud. So at this point, you probably just wait. You just buy this. Like if you really want to trade this, which I don't, but if you really want to trade this, you just have some loose trailing stop loss, probably below 34, because 34 is kind of the breakout level. So 25 current trailing stop loss. And just wait. The last thing you want to do is long any of these alts on a breakout while BTC is chopping around, get stopped out on an alt before BTC moves, and then have the alt move anyway, right? Aave is a great example of that too, where this looks the most bullish it's looked in a long time. But again, BTC's going nowhere yet. So where would your stop loss be on Aave? Like 75, you know, you got to give this some breathing room until BTC's bullish. Yeah, this is Aave. Much like most of crypto, I don't know who's trading this, but there is somebody buying Aave clearly, right? It's a chart. It looks okay. On my please, my PLEAS, on my altcoin video, we talked about, we being me, I talked about Zoom and Peloton, and my argument was, you don't want to be sitting in this junk hoping it goes up. You want to wait for someone else to buy this to push the momentum, right? So that was yesterday. I didn't know these were going up, obviously. It wasn't exactly a call. But even here, Zoom is still below the 3-day cloud. So the trend obviously is flattened out. The strongest day for Zoom, I think, in a very, very long time. It's starting to look good, but it's like Zcash. It's like, yeah, you could take the trade. You could take the trade ahead of rates coming down. You know, you could have some justification. Then it becomes like a sizing conversation. How much do you want to throw into this thing? Peloton, I talked about that yesterday too. Same deal. The trend is still bearish, obviously, despite the move today. On the, I guess the 2-day would be fine too. 2-day cloud hasn't been above it yet. So I would personally always wait for strength. Aave versus Zcash, right? Aave is above a high time frame cloud, above a high time frame trend metric. Zcash still struggling in the weekly. Peloton, same story. Huge day today. This is like a 25% move today. But trend-wise, it hasn't turned the corner yet. That's all. Mickey, what's up? All right, somebody else wanted me to look at, we'll take a look at VIX. What is your obsession with the VIX, Mickey? I don't understand. I don't understand. I think the VIX is impossible to trade. Literally impossible. I think there was a lot of front running of JPOW tomorrow over the course of the week, and now I think we're giving a little bit of that back. And we saw that in the DXY. I mean, look at the DXY. Very big bounce from that 100 handle it tapped yesterday. So I think a lot of this was people trying to front run rates coming down, and now there's a little bit of that hedging there. So I think that's why we're seeing the VIX where we're seeing it personally, because everything's down today. Rates are back up a little bit. 10 years back up a little bit. Gold is down. Crypto's down. We're just waiting to see what Powell's going to say. You like the RSI on the VIX? I just don't know what to do with this. Like what so on the risk side of the spectrum, which crypto is, you don't want massive spikes in the VIX. Sustained massive spikes in the VIX especially. We're inverse the VIX, the volatility index. So if you are bullish VIX, you shouldn't be bullish crypto. I don't think Mickey necessarily is bullish crypto, but if you're looking at the VIX thinking, oh man, the VIX is going to explode again, that means BTC down. So I'd be careful with that. What was the ticker somebody asked me? It was like 2 weeks ago. It's like leveraged long VIX. I can't remember. That would be something you can actually trade, I guess. But I don't know. The VIX, it's just noise. It's all over the place. Yeah, Kamala's gonna not talk about Ripple. Sorry, Ripple bro. Ripple bro. We can go to, this is Kraken Desktop. It's currently in beta. You can get it for free through the waitlist. If you're familiar with CryptoWatch, it is basically CryptoWatch. Definitely one of the better, if not the best platform for the desktop. Ripple, much like everything else, is leveraged BTC. If Ripple does not overperform in a bullish environment and is down more than BTC in a bearish environment, why would you trade this? Why would you hold this? It's just not ready yet. That's all. There will be a window, a very short window of time, likely soonish, where this starts to look better. But it's at the same price it was in July 2023, May 2022, 2020, 2018. People just like it because it's below $1 and they have integer bias and they do not understand percentages and they just think this thing has so much utility, it's got to go up. It doesn't. Okay, it's going to trade with BTC. If it's bullish, if BTC is bullish, Ripple's going to be bullish. That's it. Sorry. that's all that really matters. I don't know if they have this ordered in daily volume, but they might. All of these alts are the same. If anything, Doge has a little bit of a falling wedge. Can I make this thicker? There we go. A little bit of a falling wedge on Doge to watch. And as I'm kind of shit talking all these, they all may get excited tomorrow. It's interesting that the garbage companies like Peloton and Zoom getting excited today on fundamental numbers. To be fair, like I think they had some sales numbers that were better than expected. But it's just funny to see like the shit coins of Legacy start to do well. How often do I have a members only live stream? Um, Not usually. We talk a lot on Discord. Not usually, but it's not on YouTube. The live streams I do for Discord. XRP. Where are these XRP bulls coming from? I would rather trade this. This is Doge. Doge had a 1.5 year consolidation that broke out, and now it is back to that level. So this had strength and it retraced. So this looks better to me than Ripple. This is like flashbacks to like 2016, where the Ripple bros, I said, where was it? 2018? I was saying one Ripple equals one Big Mac. I know there's like this 5.89 meme, $5.89. I don't know what a Big Mac is today, but I think it was around $3.50 in 2018, right? There's there's just nothing here on the chart. Sorry, you had a better argument. I gotta find the free draw tool. Where is it at? On Kraken Pro. I know there is one. Free, there it is. You had a better case back here for a bottom. What do we have here? I mean, we can draw it out. I don't really see what you're necessarily seeing yet. I said maybe this is like a wedge thing, but I don't know. Like it's not as convicted to me that this is going to be bullish yet. But if you're bullish BTC, all this junk is eventually going to be bullish. So that's that. $589? Is that legitimately what these people think? $589? Well, they might be waiting a very long time for that. Might be waiting a very long time for that. 6-month line chart. No one uses Ripple. Okay. We can look at the numbers. We can look at the on-chain data. Again, this feels like an argument I had with people in 2013, 2014, 2017, 2019, 2021. Like it's endless. I don't know why people are gravitating or have gravitated to Ripple. Cardano is kind of the same. People love to gravitate towards the unit bias stuff. It's at 37 cents. Even this, honestly, probably looks better than Ripple. And this looks terrible. This looks terrible. This probably does nothing until Q2 2025. There's nothing. I'd rather trade Doge here than that. We'll flip to ETH real quick. ETH on the daily doesn't look to me as convincing of an Adam and Eve attempt. Just looks kind of dead. It's not bearish, it's not bullish, it's just nothing. It's just nothing. It needs BTC to be bullish. Thanks for joining the club, Alpha. Bitcoin monthly. See, here's the Ripple guy. Comes in here, says he's bullish Ripple. BTC looks like crap. I mean, what else do we need to say? I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. If you're bullish Ripple, you want BTC to go to 100K. If you're bullish any altcoin, if you're bullish ETH, ETH is not going to go to 10K without BTC at 150. Okay, it just isn't going to happen. Yeah, boom. We talked about BitX a while ago. All of this stuff that isn't Bitcoin needs Bitcoin to be bullish first. Bitcoin needs legacy to be bullish, which it is. Bitcoin needs gold to be bullish, which it is. Bitcoin needs liquidity, which it has. We're almost there. We're almost there. So if you're a believer in the Bitcoin story, do I hate buying alts randomly here? I don't, but be ready to be wrong if they lag BTC or BTC goes down. But if you want to talk about unit bias, just buy Doge. Just buy Doge. The can I free draw? I don't know if I can move the axis on this. I don't think I can. Oh, just kidding. We got there, chat. We got there. The move on Doge. I don't have these labeled. We're using this in real time. So we want 1618, add level. Percentage. I don't know how to add. So Doge could 3x from here. Legitimately. I'm measuring the fibs. Doge could 3x from here. What time frame? I have no idea. But it looks better to me than most everything on the weekly. That includes Ripple. That includes Link, Monero, Matic. Matic similar to Peloton and Zoom. Like, yes, it's had a couple good days, but it's still obviously bearish. So on Kraken Pro, Mustafa, you can access TradingView. They're integrated. That's how you see the charts on Kraken Pro. This is just something completely separate. It's just a desktop Kraken that has a little bit more functionality for people with a Kraken account. There's a lot of stuff I'm not showing you just because it's like embedded within this, but there's so many more things you could do with this specific desktop app than you could do with TradingView. What's up, Emil? Anyway, so if you're bullish anything, you gotta hope BTC goes up. Are there any other alts that are doing anything? The meme side of things, I mean, what's going on, right? Is there anything here? You really, really hope that this is not a Head and Shoulders. Definitely. There is a Adam and Eve case. It's just all over the place. It's 50-50 day after day after day. Trend metrics are not on your side. And we can go down the list on all of the meme coins. Can I sort by USD? What else we got here? Monero Link, boring. AVAX, boring. LTC, ultra boring. Pepe, I guess. I don't know. There's nothing that really excites me right now. Curve. Yeah, what's with people asking about Curve? Did something happen recently on Curve? It's again like I like buying stuff that goes up personally. So this just hasn't shown the ability to be strong ever. I think the other thing people get trapped into is they're like, oh, back to Peloton and Zoom, these things are so cheap. They're so cheap. And I love the utility of Curve, the utility and functionality of Link. It's just not, we're not there yet, you know? Like, if there's strength here, or if we had a year of consolidation, if I had to choose between this or Aave, Aave's got strength. Buy Aave. Don't just assume Curve is going to move up because Aave is strong. Don't assume Compound is going to move up because Aave is strong. But Compound to me looks better than Curve because at the very least it's held this level for over a year. I don't think this consolidation is bullish per se, but at least it's held the level, you know? Doesn't everything more or less hinge on what Powell says? Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the big thing is, 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 I email, that's what I was saying earlier. We will know how bullish this market is when Powell finishes talking tomorrow, for sure. Pyro, if you like an alt, I mean, you can DCA it, but the problem is, like Compound or whatever, if you've got some technical evidence that this thing is at least going to be maybe bullish, AVAX is a good example because Sol's another one, but AVAX, if we go to like the daily, back here, we had, on a lot of the alt charts, DOT was another one. We had evidence of strength on L1s kind of independently, Sol first, BTC, ETH, AVAX later on. So if there's an environment of bullishness, yeah, if you're confident longer term, sure. Like if you like XRP, don't let me stop you. But I would want to see, ideally, a consolidation period of a decent amount of time. If we go to like PayPal's a good example, TLT is a good example. Like PayPal took 2 years, 3 years. This isn't crypto, I get it, but this is the same idea. I want to be here when this thing looks like it's ready. I don't want to necessarily sit in chop for no reason. So if an alt looks like this, love it. Love it. TLT also very similar. I think you can see that, yeah. TLT similar. There just aren't any alt charts that look like this. This is what alts look like into 2023 Q4. AVAX, Sol. We can look at Sol. I haven't looked at Sol yet. Sol just kind of hanging out, doing a bunch of nothing, waiting for anything. If you like Sol, buy Sol, but momentum not on your side yet. Just ranging, you know, just ranging. Aptos. I just wonder why. I don't think it's technicals, but I just wonder why people are buying what they're buying when they tell me to bring up a chart. I always wonder if, are you holding from 20? or are you like looking at this seriously thinking, yeah, this thing could go up? For me, the risk reward when there isn't a clear trend just isn't there. Like, yes, you could have bought at 420, 432, and you could have been a hero, but I would rather buy Aptos when it's above the cloud. So that's 7. You know, I would rather wait to be sure than thinking, yeah, this is going to happen. But that's me. That's me. We will pump extremely quickly, leaving most investors on the sideline stuck in fiat. Yeah, I think that's what. So here's what retail, you know, the general altcoin trader is impatient, wants things quickly. This isn't anyone in particular, but it helps to watch stuff evolve and how long some of this stuff takes, what you need to see first before some of this stuff starts to look better. I don't know if Honey is on Kraken. So again, like something like this, why? You know, I don't understand what prompts people to want to buy this chart or this coin or this company or whatever. Just because I'm technical focused, I look at this and I think, no, not for me. Just ranging. It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. Bottom is in for whiff. Maybe I'm just too old for the meme coin crowd. I like how these have this double bottom potential, but they literally just had this the other day, right? We had this here. This was an Adam and Eve. It went nowhere. It failed. So depending on how you're trading this, yeah, you know, take the trade. Take the trade. Your target is, what is that? 238 max. I added a bunch of alerts somehow. Let's get those off of here. Yeah, but the good thing about this platform, you can add alerts. You can do that on Kraken Pro. You get alerts to your phone when they get triggered. I just accidentally created a bunch of alerts on whiff. Drag or left click to edit. Middle click to delete. That didn't work. Middle click. What? Middle click plus left click? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense, Kraken. Anyway. So yeah, it just depends. This is not trend bullish. This could have a pop to 238, but anyway. Someone's asking about BITU. Yeah, I said this in the open that, again, like alts are leverage. Miners are leverage. Bitcoin is leverage already. Bitcoin's leverage on legacy. That's why we're inverse to VIX. If legacy is not bullish, BTC is going to have a hard time. Where is it? To me, legacy looks fine here. It doesn't look ready to explode up or down. I think it's just going to consolidate. So we don't want legacy to explode to be bullish BTC. We don't want BTC to explode to be bullish alts. And we definitely don't want BTC to explode if we're sitting in leverage like BITU, even though I'm also sitting in leverage here a little bit on BITU. Yeah, you can always do that. Like you're bullish, if you're bullish for 2025 or Q4, go for it. But we're not there yet on the technicals. So I wouldn't expect anything soon. And you can't really chart BITU because there's not enough history yet. So I tend to chart BITX. BITX clearly isn't bullish. Clearly. So if you're one of these people like me, you'd rather wait for momentum. Momentum is not there yet. Not there yet. So when I bet the house on BITU here, I wouldn't personally. People keep asking me about covered call stuff. Why BTC? This is like boomer candy, Mickey. I don't know why. It's boomer candy. Just buy BTC. People are like overcomplicating this. Looking at all these alts, looking at all this junk. BTC is already. So there's TQQQ, which is triple tech, okay? Triple tech relative to BTC, we've gone nowhere. So we're basically 1-to-1 with TQQQ, okay? So we are already 3x NASDAQ. BITU and BitX, those are 2x BTC. So that's 6x NASDAQ. Miners are also leveraged BTC. So it's like you're adding all of these components of leverage without even knowing it, realistically. So you just got to be careful when we don't have momentum. Because to me, it doesn't look like this is a slam dunk higher yet. I have a bullish bias, but I don't think we're quite there yet on the chart. This is probably like 51.49 favoring bullishness. The higher we go, the higher those odds flip bullish. But it's not like a 75-25 here. Not yet. Not on the chart. We can say we have all these fundamentals on our side, but we're not, to me, we're not there yet. Ryan, this chart looks fine. We looked at it, didn't we? I guess I didn't have the thing up. It's a chart. It's going up. It's cheap. What's your entry? What's your exit? What's your stop loss? It looks fine. Again, I just don't know anything about the company, so you'd probably want to research that a little bit. The technicals on this look fine. It had a breakout, held the level, reconsolidated, markup phase again, reconsolidated. I would just want to know what this is a little bit more. That's all. Thanks, Mr. K. You know, is it liquid? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we can flip the legacy. I think I need a form in chat to say, like, I want you to look at this chart for this reason. If you're bearish this chart, which I don't think anybody asking me about anything is ever bearish. I think it's always like I'm buying this, or I have bought this. I just don't know why this chart. That's all. Let me flip to a different panel for this. So yeah, I don't have an opinion there. It's, what is this, right? I don't know. It almost looks like BCH, honestly. Alt seasons when Monero is above 180. Does anybody even care about Monero? I don't think so. One of the only places that traded is Kraken. Does anybody care? I don't think so. Honestly, it looks like Ripple. It looks like LTC. Now, it looks a little bit better than Ripple, but is this like a slam dunk to me? No. Not yet. Okay, there are 3 people in chat who care about Monero. Much like all the DeFi stuff, love the fundamentals of the protocol, but you don't have to hold Monero to use Monero if you want to use Monero, right? You don't have to hold Curve the token to use Curve. You don't have to hold Link to use Link. This stuff, there will be a week, there will be a month, there will be a quarter. I screw this up. Why is it doing this? Oh, there's a wick back there. There will be a period of time when all of this stuff will be bullish in quick succession, aka alt season. But the trend metrics do not suggest we are there yet. That's all. All right, let's keep looking at some legacy here. What's my opinion on Google Trends? They're low, which is good. If you think about it, Google Trends that are outstretched typically mean the cycle is over. So much like any trend metric, you want Google Trends to be turning up, but you do not want it to be at extremes. But yeah, no, like again, if you think that people care about crypto, go to Google Trends. The Google Trends won't lie to you. Nobody cares about anything. What's up, Dr. Manhattan? Nobody's here yet. Biotech 3X. All right. Let's take a look. Yeah. Looks good. Looks good. the thing about this, all these leveraged ETFs, a lot of them look like this, which is a warning sign for BITU, BITX. They basically go to zero over time, not because of the underlying, but because of the fees and just the general volatility drag, or however you want to think about this. So you absolutely, just like any Bitcoin miner, look at history, you absolutely do not want to sit in this stuff. Think of it as a trade with very specific criteria. But this chart looks phenomenal. Compare this to any alt chart. Compare this to anything we've looked at today. Yeah, love it. I love it to, I don't know about 400, but that's what this measures to. 400. TMF, TYD, these are all leveraged treasury ETFs. They look similar. I think biotech does well when rates come down, I'd imagine. So that's probably why this is starting to look better. But yeah, like, look, if you want to trade alts, just trade this junk, you know? Trade leveraged biotech, leveraged biotech, LEBU. This looks really good. Pfizer's another one I talk about every other day. Doesn't look completely like trash. For alts, this is the type of thing I'd want to see. Just a year of nothing. A year of nothing. Rocket Labs is this one, right? Yeah. This one's the same, where you do not want to be the person sitting in this thing since August 2022, okay? That's where some of the alts could be. The alt market moves quicker than legacy, so it's probably not as dramatic as I'm making it. But you want to wait. This is 2 years, 3 years for this thing to flip a switch. So yeah, again, I don't know anything about this company. I don't necessarily need to, but this is the best it's looked since listing, period. So yeah, I don't hate it. You've got several triple bottom attempts. You've got a double bottom attempt. Yeah, why not? Looks better than most alts to me. It measures 10 to 13. This is one I took yesterday for the exact same reason. I'm generally very boring. I always look for the same stuff. You can probably figure that out by how this chart looks. Roblox, whatever. A series of multi-month higher lows. It's at horizontal resistance. What else do you need? 2 years of chop. Rates coming down. I don't know. It looks like a decent risk reward because the stop loss is 35. Down here. On the weekly, it's also above the weekly cloud. Above the weekly cloud. So like this is what you want Doge to look like. This is what you want, what's another old-timey, LTC. Like we can pull up LTC. You want LTC to look like that chart. Roblox. I can't remember how to say that. We're not there yet. We're just not there yet, right? This could be the low. It could maybe not be the low. The same thing with Ripple. The same thing with Monero. We can go down the list. It's not ready. It's just not there yet, right? You need people to care about this stuff. I don't know why this thing has momentum. I don't know if it's a short squeeze. I don't know if it's a rate thing. I don't know if it's a games. I have no idea, right? No idea. But at the very least, it has some energy and juice behind it. And the only reason I know about this is because you guys in the chat, I've been talking about this for months, and I put an alert on this thing and it popped yesterday. So I completely forgot about it. It's not like I'm watching this stuff. I had an alert. Anyway, so yeah, Rocket Labs looks good. It's funny you mentioned New York Community Bank because this morning in my other chat, I talked about this chart as a triple bottom inverted head and shoulders. So this is an example of something, even though the trend clearly isn't bullish, in the near term, it's trying to bottom. The bias is potentially bullish here. So yeah, I don't hate stuff that looks like this. The problem is for alts, it's the stuff that's freshly bearish, like down here. You don't know how long you're going to be sitting in that thing, and it's just dead money for so long. What else are people asking me about? Monero is used, not traded. I agree. Silver, some mining stocks, lots of mining stonkery. Let's take a look. Gato. That means cat in Spanish. It's probably somebody's name or something. Doesn't look horrible. I would just be careful with this head and shoulders potential triple toppy diamond toppy. So I like a stop loss at 960. Trailing stop loss at 960, bearish TK cross, and or close in the cloud would all be a stop out for that one. But yeah, it's done well. Rojogan talking about WPM. This one, gold and silver miner. This one still looks okay. Again, the issue with commodities and metals is they just take a long time to play out. But this looks better than any alt you could show me. Guaranteed. This thing looks amazing. What's wrong with this chart? It broke out of the 4-year head and shoulders, inverted, retested the neckline, kept going. I was holding this for a little bit. But yeah, it looks great. It looks great. Lucid, yeah, Mickey. Somebody was talking to me about Lucid in the beginning of July when it popped up. This is another one where it's like the PayPal case. PayPal had this falling wedge, started to break out, gave it back. Because EVs are such a hot issue for the election, I'd be careful with this one if like Trump is leading in the polls right now, if especially on election night. If election night Trump wins, I wouldn't expect EVs to do well the next day. But the chart looks interesting, you know. It's been down only for 4 years, finally showing some strength. Again, looks better than most of the alts, but like Pfizer, you know, this looks like the Pfizer chart a little bit. Looks like the leveraged Lab U chart, right? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Joey, is gato not cat? It's cat, right? Come on, I took Spanish in middle school. Don't try to trick me like that. What else were people asking me about? Let's take a look. Green Chili says he's very bearish open. Open door. Very bearish, he says. Could you look at it on the weekly? It's bearish, but it's also momentumless. Like the dream, if we go to like oil, like this is the type of thing where it's like it's been teasing the breakdown for years, It didn't break down in 21. It didn't break down in 23, but it's starting to lean more and more bearish. It has bearish technicals on its side. This is kind of what you'd want to actually take the trade on the bearish side. I wouldn't trade oil directly. I would be careful with that, but this to me looks pretty bearish. Another example of this would be, is it back here? Yeah, so this had like a failed ascending triangle in 2014. So that was a great time to be bearish based on the trend, right? Like consolidation, 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 failure down below the cloud. Okay. But to take a bearish trade on open here is difficult because like it's already given up most of it, you know? It's already given up most of it. So what else is left? The 2 to 0? It doesn't look like a great setup, that's all. Hood is a textbook example of, where's Hood? I lost it. Somewhere. Hood is a great example of, again, what do you want alts? You want some alt to get chopped to high heavens for years. Wait till it's showing strength. This Hood still looks strong, still looks fine. It's got, like a lot of these charts, it's got this head and shoulders risk into Q4. Like let's say we do have some sort of recession. I wouldn't expect Hood to do well. I wouldn't expect Penn, which is gambling. I wouldn't expect that to do well. Any sort of retail, anything, you got to be careful. But Penn is another one that this could end up being a slam dunk amazing trade. But you want to wait, at least I do. I want to wait for strength. Because it's been here before. It was literally here in the end of 2022, where it looked like it was going to turn around and just didn't, and kept going, you know? So yeah, you could take the trade on something like this here, and you could just say, you know what, my stop loss is 16, and that's that. But I wouldn't be confident until this is above 20. But back to Hood. Hood looks great. It looks fine. It's not exactly a slam dunk for continuation, but it looks good. What else did you say? Somebody else? Oh, Caspa. There's always one guy every stream asking me about this chart. You know, it's funny, last stream, after it was over, I was thinking about what I'd said for this. I said, you know, it's this parabolic curve, it's flattening out. But you could say the same thing for BTC. If you zoom way out of BTC, it's got that similar, you know, flattening. But I would want to wait for BTC to be bullish any alt. That includes this. It's gone nowhere, it's done nothing. Doesn't have a pattern, doesn't have anything. It's just flat, you know. So not for me. PayPal, we can go back to that briefly. Looked at this one earlier. This is the stuff I like. It's not for everybody, but I like stuff that looks like this. Yeah, Rocket Labs and Roblox, whatever. I can't say that company. Both of those charts look fine. But all these charts, the company is irrelevant to me. The technicals are what drive the decision-making process. They all look very similar. They all look similar. I don't care what it is. There was a period of time where Disney actually... Disney potentially started to look decent, but then pulled back. Looks like we made some notes on this a long time ago, talking about a Head and Shoulders Um, just ranging. Again, it's a great example of you don't want to be sitting in this stuff for years waiting for momentum to come back. You just wait for 115 on Disney, you know? There's nothing here. There's nothing here. We can say low time frames. Maybe we're waiting on a inverted head and shoulders. Another good one I've been watching lately is Stellantis, which is Chrysler. This thing's down 50%. It was down close to 50% in a couple months. I don't want to sit in this thing. I want to be sure, you know? But if we look at the old support resist level, it got back down to that level. Very oversold. I would just rather wait to see something, some sort of consolidation here. PLTR, yeah, PLTR, I'm sure looks great. It looks great every day that we looked at it, right? I would just, if you're actually in this thing, it's hard to even, kind of like most of the Mag 7, it's hard to put a trailing stop loss on this because it's been ranging for so long in a massive range. It's been ranging up. It's a good problem to have, I guess. It's today here, it's at the top of the range, so I'd be careful here. But it depends on where your entry is, what your time horizon, you know, I don't know. But I would put some sort of trailing stop loss on this and sell something. Netflix is another one. Similar. Just crazy wide channel for months, right? Months and months and months. So is it bullish? Yeah, it looks fine, but it's just difficult. Difficult to sit in that. What else we got? FTM. Is that on? That's on Kraken, I think, right? FTM. Yeah, the tough part with alts is this is already almost a 2x from the bottom. But for me, again, the trend is not on your side. So what you may see going into Q4 would be this, and I would want to buy later on. So it just depends on your style of trading. We aren't above the cloud. We aren't in the cloud. You always want to wait for this to be the most confident, or whatever your trend metric. I guarantee you, we put on any 1050, 50, 200, anything, it's going to be bearish still on the daily. I just think you get the most bang for your buck on the daily using the cloud, waiting for some sort of consolidation. That's it. So I would put an alert at 54. Can I do that on here? Let's do that on here. Nope. Why won't it let me do it? Click for alert. Why isn't it letting me? You can tell I haven't used this much, huh? Click for alert. Oh, there it goes. It just took a second. Now I have 65 alerts at 54. Okay. Back to this. What else we got left? Rum. The hell's that? Rumble? Just kind of dead. Nothing. No trend. How do I manage an old trend like CW? CW. Oh, there's a chart. See, where are these charts? When I'm busy bitching about all this bearish crap. This is a great chart. So obviously bullish. Obviously looks nothing like crypto at all. The question was, how do you manage this trade on an old bull trend? I would either use Williams fractals on the daily for the trailing stop loss. If that's too noisy, which it looks like it might be a little too noisy, aka too many fractals, you can bump it up a time frame or down. Again, it depends on how much you're in this thing or not. But I really love Williams fractals. The cloud, obviously, the 2-day cloud has been super clean. It's been bullish since June 2023. There was a breakout down here. And anytime your trend metric can capture the entirety of the trend, I would stick with this time frame and just wait for a bearish TK cross. That's it. Costco is another great example of a long-term, where is it? Long-term trend, bull trend handling on the daily of the cloud. It's not always going to do well. You can see 2022 into 2023 ultra chop for Costco, but after that it was super clean. It gave you one signal a year. It just recently in May gave you a re-entry, and even up here it's potentially signaling another re-entry. So if you're not using the cloud, like I said, you can use the trailing fractals or Williams fractals. Let's say you still like the daily. Your stop loss would have been 740, and then the next stop loss would have been at 837. So it just depends what you want to watch, what you like. But the cloud is no joke. There's a reason all I talk about is the cloud. I mean, look at this thing. NVIDIA is the same. NVIDIA gave you like 3 signals in 4 years or something. It's been really good. So the first signal, breakout, TK crisscross. Okay, so there's 2 signals in 2022. The next signal was at the end of 2023. TK crisscross a few times in 2023, get you back in, get you out in May, back in later on in May, and now currently it has you out as of August 2nd. And you can see some of this is late. Some of this will be late. The cloud doesn't care about how far this continuation goes. It just cares about protecting you. Now, this didn't really protect you in August 5th because it was super late. And that's why any close inside of the cloud is also a massive warning signal. But even before that, you had the double top, which we talked about on one of the Setup Sunday videos, I'm sure. But anyway, as we sit here, you're waiting for that TK recross. And this will probably set up as an inverted head and shoulders, just as it did in March through May. You know, this thing. It doesn't even need to go that low. Earnings are on the 28th. I would love to see it sell off on earnings and then come back to that level. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but this measures to a crazy 200. But am I going to take this signal if this crosses bullish? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, RKLB, man. The chart looks great. The chart looks great. IVZ Invesco. Okay. Let's take a look. Yeah. Doesn't quite have momentum yet, but We saw this on alts in 2023. We saw this on AEM is another one, very similar. TLT, similar, like any of that stuff. It's all basically the same chart. Doesn't mean it will go up. It just means it's starting to look pretty good. It's starting to look pretty good for sure. So I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm going to set an alert at 1748. Yeah, MSTR, coin, all of them basically look like BTC. Not quite bullish yet. MSTR is more neutral than coin. You know, what do you want to see? I always want to see the same thing. Always. Bullish TK cross price above cloud. We have neither of those yet for MSTR. So what do you do here? Me, nothing. I don't see a chart pattern that's favorable either. So again, I know there's a lot of chatter about this volume range and all this stuff about FASB, and we can go on and on and on. It doesn't look bullish yet to me. Dentists, DDD. Oh, is this like the what's it called? The retainers. They make the retainers. Mickey, this chart looks horrible. This chart looks horrible. Horrible. Just bear trend forever. No consolidation. No bull div. Maybe a falling wedge. You know, maybe, but this is like a bottomless pit. Horrible. Yeah, this does not look good. Not for me. Yeah, so back to BTC. BTC sets the trend for everything in crypto. Everything. If BTC gets a little bit bullish, alts get crazy bullish, right? And this is where people, like a moth to a flame, don't understand downside volatility. If BTC gets a little bit bearish, alts are down 20%. So it's the same thing with MSTR. If BTC gets back above 63, I love MSTR. I love the leverage products. If BTC gets above 68, even better. But we're not there yet. So I would love to see BTC tomorrow, especially. If we're above 62 tomorrow, then we're making inroads on the right direction. But as we sit here today, MSTR still below 145. The VPVR level is at, where is it at? Some like low time frame. It should populate. There it is. So there's a level at 130, 150, and 165. Ultimately, you want to be above 165 to be sure, right? If we're talking like, are we bullish as we're sitting here today? No. Do we expect to be bullish tomorrow? I expect to be bullish tomorrow. But to be clear, where that would be on MSTR, 145, 150, 165. If we're above 165, it should be go time. Just like for BTC, it's actually going to be easier for MSTR to get bullish because BTC's level is at like 68, the volume level, 67, something like that. That's where the highest volume area is on this chart. So I would treat, if you're bullish BTC and you like it long term, just buy BTC, buy any of the ETFs, go to Kraken, buy BTC, whatever, right? But for leverage, for alts, for leveraged ETFs, it's probably better to give it a minute. Give it a minute to tell you, yeah, this is actually bullish, because again, you don't want to be sitting eating fees for 6 months or 3 more months despite feeling like we're almost there. That's just me. PBR, $2 headache. Is that what you mean? PBR. Petroleum. I don't really see anything on this chart. What did you say about it? Curious as a chart pattern. Yeah, I guess you could say ascending triangle, right? I assume that's where we're going with this. Very slow moving chart. Very slow. It looks like it's getting close for sure. You know, it kind of looks like XLE. RSR. This guy keeps asking me about RSR, saying it's the better BTC, guys. I'm not even gonna pretend to entertain why that isn't the case. Looks like Doge. That's it. Is it bullish here? No. Is there a falling wedge? Maybe. Maybe, but it looks just like Doge. Just reading AR, Arweave? Arweave or this company? Probably not that. That's just chop. I'm guessing Arweave is what he means. Not yet. Not yet. Again, this is, if BTC looks like this, alts should look like junk. You need BTC to look like it did back here. This is where alts do really well. Not right now. Now's not the time. STX stacks, I assume you mean? Yeah, same chart. Same chart, unfortunately, for all these, really. Is there a better... Is it better on Binance? There we go. Just needs a bullish Bitcoin. And if you don't have a bullish Bitcoin, you need, at least I do, I need some sort of evidence of something. What is this here? I don't personally think this is enough. This could be like a diamond bottom. It could be, but I don't know. Someone was asking about Sol BTC like 30 minutes ago. Sol BTC, so I said yesterday, is this the best chart? Probably. It looks better than most BTC pairs, to be clear, but it's still chopping around up here. You know, it's not like it's almost ready to break out. It's not like it's got crazy momentum. You could say, if we go to a different, you could just say, you know what, I think this is a cup and handle or something. And that's an ascending triangle, and this is bullish, and Sol's better than BTC, it's going up here. That's fair. I don't hate that analysis, honestly. I would wait till this breaks out, personally, to trade this. But yeah, it's definitely one of the strongest looking BTC charts. ETH BTC looks the opposite. There's just nothing, there's no strength whatsoever. It's selling off every single high it's giving. It's continually making lows. Doesn't look good. Berg, bro, we looked at ADA. I said it kind of looks like Doge. Maybe it's a falling wedge. Trend is for sure bearish. It needs time. ADA BTC looks even worse. Like this, it's down. What percentage is this? Probably 90%. The difference between 6,000 sats today and 2019 is it sat there for 2-3 quarters before breaking out. It had this before breaking out again. Whereas here, we just got here. We just got here. So unless we're expecting some sort of V bottom, this is not a bull trend. This is not bullish. It's all good. Yeah, it's just not bullish. My nose is so itchy. There's a little bit of a TKC clamp starting. So is it oversold? Yeah, it's oversold. I'll agree with that one. You can see it here. Similar story. But is it like a screaming buy? No. Is this actually on Kraken? I don't think so. Bakery token. Okay. It kind of looks like everything. Maybe a falling wedge. Doesn't look bullish as we sit here, for sure. It's just that season, you know, if we go back, if we dial the clock back to like when AVAX was bullish, you have, what is this, like a 3-month window? You have like a 3-month window where everything just pukes itself out on the chart and gets crazy bullish. So you really want to conserve your energy for that. Because a lot of this stuff is just chopping. Chopping around. Mog. Nothing. Almost looks like Pepe, honestly. Which, also just doing nothing. Even if we look at all of these altcoins, GME is the same, AMC was the same. No matter what it is, Bed Bath & Beyond, RIP, Carvana, all of this junk, the best moves you will ever see in your life are going to be off of huge consolidation periods. Huge consolidation periods. Pepe, Whiff, Floki, all of these. Doge, oh my god, Doge. Do you know how many years? If we go to this chart, Doge BTC on Poloniex. Do you know how many years Doge ranged? 6 years before the breakout? So what's the saying? The longer the base, the higher in space? So you're kind of hoping that this is just dead for a while. You're kind of hoping that this is going to be an obvious rotation from BTC. We can look at it in like a 3 days kind of had a fake out already, but the 3 days a good chart. Just set alerts on everything Just go alert crazy. Here you go. We set an alert on that diagonal line. I can look at uni. But even GME, GME had that huge consolidation. Even before this recent pop, it's like this stuff just happens out of nowhere one day. That's never the case, right? If we dial this back to 2020, what happened before 2020? 7 years of down, followed by a year of triple bottom. And then it was above the cloud. The problem with this stuff is no one's watching this when it's consolidating, right? And then after it moves, people get all excited, but it's done. That's it. It's over. It's like going to the fireworks show after the grand finale. The fireworks are over. It's done. So you really have to be diligent about watching this junk while it's consolidating. GGN asks Mickey. Global gold. Is this just gold? Why are you trading this? Just trade UGL. If you want to trade gold, UGL is leveraged. Where is it? My watch list is getting crazy long. UGL is leveraged gold. We're all going to be in the poorhouse in a couple weeks trading this leveraged stuff. Yeah, just trade the leveraged futures on 10-year treasuries, bro. It's fine. Trade the leveraged biotech ETF. But no, UGL looks good. Someone was asking about COPEX a while ago. Copper hasn't been able to get back above the daily cloud yet. It's trying to. I'd watch for an inverted head and shoulders above 45. For a lot of this stuff, again, I'm expecting all of it to move at the same time if these things start to move. So then it just becomes a feast or famine situation where you want to be focused on stuff you like or strength, super strength, whatever. Grinder, sure. Aren't all of these companies like losing market share? Grinder's grinding higher. What a weird looking chart. It looks okay. It looks okay. It's just a very noisy range. But it looks okay. Why can't I find the channel? There it is. You got this thing. It's up chop. It's like Palantir. It's like Netflix. It looks okay. Ideally, in this established range, you are just buying the low, selling the high over and over again, Or you're just holding it. It's still above the cloud. If we turn off, for stuff like this, you're probably better off either going to a higher time frame or just turning off the TK lines. You would get stopped out down here, probably. But I don't know. It looks good. If I was holding this, it looks fine. Someone else was asking about hymns. Hymns is... what is going on here? Anything? Not yet. Just chopping around. You can see how you get these like waves of momentum. So we're not quite back to that wave of momentum on hymns. Service now. What is this? What is this one? Yeah, doesn't look bad. One of the better looking charts. Is that an all-time high? I think so. It looks like it's coming off a fresh cup and handle breakout, doesn't it? This must be an IGV because it looks like IGV, the software ETF. Like this thing's gonna measure to some ridiculous level. It measures to like 1500. I like IGV. Same reason. Looks ready to break out to me. You're probably going to see some rotation eventually. Software versus semis. Where is it? SMH. As a relative pair trade, IGV is back to the lows of 2002 relative to semis. This looks like this might be something to talk about on Sunday. For me, this looks like a parabolic puke that's just about ending. But I really like this IGV chart. But this is Bitcoin. You know, it's a cup and handle. The same thing down here. It was also a cup and handle down here, which looks even more like Bitcoin. Doesn't it? Am I crazy? Like this is us right now. We are here. That's Bitcoin. This looked like maybe a head and shoulders, but it didn't break down. It was a handle of a cup and handle. This is what we want to see for BTC right there. We want to see a green breakout candle. BNX. What is BNX? Which BNX? Bancor? Or which one are you talking about? This is Bancor, right? Maybe it's not Bancor. I don't know what this is. Looks okay. Looks a little late, but it looks okay. HUYA. This reminds me of KWeb. It looks a little head and shoulders-y down here. But on the other side of the coin, you've got this ascending triangle as well. Doesn't look strong right now, but it's still in a broader consolidation. KWeb similar. Just chopping around for dear life down here. I like it better at 30. But similar idea. Just death and nothing for years. SNX Legacy, sure. A few more, then we'll get out of here. This would also qualify as a cup and handle, right? Here's your giant, massive cup. Here's your handle. Might consolidate for a little while. So I like breakouts. I always like higher highs. I like all-time highs. Looks okay. Looks okay. What else? There's something else someone was asking me about. HNT. I was looking at this last night. Somebody was talking about it. it's, I don't know. He was saying that the comment here was saying head and shoulder inverted breakout. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's just tough because it's up. It was up like 100% off the bottom, just ripped higher. This is like the nightmare fuel of consolidations because it doesn't give you a great entry after confirming. So maybe on the throwback to the neckline at 6 would be a better entry. Cloud likes it at like 550. Looks okay. Looks okay. What else we got? Monkeypox coming to pump biotech. I don't think so. I just think biotech does better in a lower rate environment. Harmony, is that also dating? No, gold. Yeah, kind of like UGL versus XAU. This chart clearly WPM, AEM, a lot of the mining stuff is coming off of this multi-year inverted head and shoulders. This one in particular looks a little late to get into as an entry because it's almost to the target. If we contrast this with like GDX, the mining ETF, and we measure this, I'm sure there's a bunch of stinkers in here, junior miners, whatever you want to call them. But based on breakout potential or continuation potential, GDX is probably a better bet than AEM or Harmony, just because those have already moved a lot. I don't know what's in GDX, so you'd have to check that. CDE. This one looks not as good. Like a decade of chop. A decade, 2 decades of down chop. That's like, since 1992, it's done not much since 1992. It's a monthly cloud. I would steer clear of this one personally, but you could set an alert for like 850 or something. I think that's all we got. Mickey's asking about TLTW a while ago. What are we doing in these covered call ETFs, Mickey? Just buy TLT. TLT looks fine. Ag, Shy, all these look fine. All right, last couple here. XLE. Yeah, XLE is just doing a bunch of nothing still. It's just super slow. Has really no momentum, but I like the chart pattern. So I am a bag holder of XLE, unfortunately. XLF. Financials. Choppy, but looks good. Ish. Looks good. I don't know. Not my favorite looking chart, but it's definitely bullish. And uranium. Uranium came off a ton. Yeah, this, unfortunately, this is not a bullish chart anymore. This is what you have to worry about for all the cup and handle charts. If we have some range low or we're making the handle and we just bust through the bottom, that's got to be the stop loss. The cloud telling you that on the daily, on the weekly. It's just not the right time to be bullish. URNM. Yeah, I wonder why everyone's asking me about Rocket Lab today. Was there something like on Wall Street Bets or something? Or was it like on the movers list? We talked about it a few times, but yeah, Rocket Lab looks fine. A few more, we'll get out of here. What are the DeFi blue chips? I don't know. Link and everything else. I don't think anything else. Link, Aave. What else is there? EBS. Emergent Biosolutions. Looks a little late. It kind of looks like Carvana, honestly. That's not it. Although, what is this? Carver Bancorp. Interesting little triple bottom there. Carvana. Nope. Carvana. There it is. CVNA. Not a trade here, to be clear. But months ago, I'm talking months ago, I had brought this up. It has this huge IHS, had an IHS in the right shoulder. It had an Adam and Eve at the bottom, but now it looks like it's got a bit of a rising wedge. So I'd be careful. Because this thing, who knows where this could go? This could probably go back down to 50. What is the 65? So yeah, I'd be careful if you're sitting in that. For sure. Because that one looks just about done to me. Just about done. LQD. iShares. What is this? Investment corporate grade. Investment grade corporate bond. Yeah, it looks like HYG. It looks like SHI, AG. All of the bond ETFs, because yields are coming down, prices are going up. The price charts look good. You probably want to pay attention to the total return charts. I don't know how to pull those up on TradingView, but this chart looks great. I wonder what the yield is on LQD. Let me just check. Is it 5%? 2.66? What is it? 4%? Total return is 4%. What is the yield? Yield is 5%, 4.91. Yeah, we can go down. TLT, AG, SHI, HYG. They all look the same. They all look really, really good. You have the leverage stuff, TYD, TMF. I'm sure there's more. Those all look really, really good. All right, last one for Mickey. BRCC. What is this, Mickey? I have no idea. Why are you attracted to the worst chart? These look so bad. This is horrible. This is almost as bad as Intel. It does not look good. It does not look good. All right, that's all we got for today. I'm losing my voice. I need to stand up and stretch. We just had a good little chart sesh. Last one on Intel, because I talked about it. I don't think there's anything on this chart either. It just looks kind of dead until rates come down. I don't know. I don't even know what could save this company. Similar to Stellantis. You know, Stellantis, like I said, down 50%. This is down 60%. Just because something's down doesn't mean it's a good buy, right? This could just keep going. So anyway, this is like going to the bar and hitting on the ugliest girl. All right, that's all we got for today. Crypto hit list. Last question: does BTC dominance play into your strategy? Yes. Dominance has not led you astray. It has been bullish. There was nothing on this chart that is bearish. There's nothing on this chart that's been bearish recently. Again, the trend metrics are your friend. They will not randomly show you something when something isn't something. Okay. All the way back here. Guess what this was? Head and Shoulders. Does it promise a move to 40? No. But we have nothing of that sort here. This is bullish. It's not even a rising wedge. It's just a rising channel. So yeah, dominance looks great. Can you take a look at LPT? Okay, sure. Last one. Is this live peer? Or is this crypto or non-crypto? Probably not that. Kind of looks like a lot of these alts where they are back to their. Thanks for the hearts. They're probably back. A lot of them are back to their breakout levels. They're not bullish. They're just ranging. There's really nothing going on here. Just is what it is. It's a whole lot of nothing. Thanks for the streams. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking to me. Thanks for keeping me busy. I'll catch you on Sunday. And we'll do it again next week or whatever. Have a good weekend. Take care, guys. See ya.